To my girls, gays and days, how's it going? It's your boy Nate. I read books because reading is sexy, but if you're not reading, you're not sexy. But today, we got the film wrap up for August. Yeah. We cooled off, y'all. I did 20 films for the month of August. I cheated a bit. Oh, wait. No, I didn't. 21. I did 21 films for August. I forgot I watched Lick the Star. I cheated a bit and added a few short films. I guess it's again a special mention, but Lick the Star, Sofia Coppola short film. It's like 13, 15 minutes. It's on YouTube, the entirety of it. Go out and watch it. It's great. It's always fun to see like the smaller early work of a director and see how it changes, but it's incredible and it's black and white and it's about mean middle school girls. Like, how can you not enjoy that? Okay, yeah, August was wonky for me because, well, actually maybe healthy. I've just been like incredibly busy, so I didn't get a bunch of time to watch any movies. Let's get into this. I also have these ranked, so I just picked 10 movies, have them ranked from 10 to 1. So let's go down the list, shall we? At number 10, I did Longlegs, and there was so much hype around this, y'all, that I was like, what is it? What is the hype? Let me see. And honestly, the marketers should have made this movie because I was just, Okay, so I had watched, what's his name? Ozzy Puckins. Osgood. From 2015, I watched The Black Coat's Daughter last month, and I just did not like it. Like, aesthetically, it was all there, and tonally, it was there, but in terms of, like, an actual story, it's kind of lackluster, and you sort of get that here. I think it's a bit tighter here, but it's still, like, a super long movie. It's 101 minutes. The thing is, though, I don't think you could have chopped the film down anymore. But what we have is an FBI agent who is trying to find this serial killer, Nicolas Cage, through a series of cult murders, each involving a little girl and her birthday. What I love about Perkins is his vision is so strong. There's an evil presence in every single frame. You feel like something's lurking within the door frames or rooms or anywhere. I love how this is shot. It starts off as like a 1:1 aspect ratio, which gives it this like claustrophobic feeling, and then it does expand out, but it does close up again in certain ways that Perkins is really good at framing his shots. Atmosphere, it's all there, but I just feel like the last act, though like the twist is fun, I thought it was okay, merely okay. Like, I think the hype was just too big. So ultimately, I wish I had watched this outside of the hype because style is definitely over substance here. Honestly, Nicolas Cage's performance was mediocre at best. I feel like another crazy actor should have played the serial killer because I wish like Defoe or a toned down Jim Carrey could have done a better job, but Nicolas Cage here is literally just shouting. Not his best performance. Like, under all the heavy makeup, it's just a man wanting a paycheck. I said it. But Micah Monroe in it, incredible. She just does distressed so well. And I fear for her. I fear for her so bad. Like, is the woman okay? She's done so many scary flicks, so like, somebody help that homegirl out. She is in distress. But yeah, I mean, I think it's one of my favorite horror movies of the year just because it's really the only one that's out there. Again, marketers should have made the movie because they sold it better than the film did. At number 9, I have My Hustler out of 1966 by Andy Warhol. This is one of his talking films. You can watch it and then leave the theater, come back, and it's still going. And it's just a lazy, fun watch. It's the kind of movie that you can like watch in the background or like check your phone while watching it. I didn't. I should have. But like my mind wandered around. I wasn't really paying attention to the film. Yeah, I think that's the kind of movies he wanted to make, which is great if you think about it. Because let's be real, I'm pretty sure you wanted to take out your phone in the middle of a movie. It's set on Fire Island, and it starts off with this guy who orders a call boy. Him and this other young woman sort of compete over the affection of the call boy. And it's beautiful because you have both the woman and the man on one side, sort of the the bungalow and then the cowboy on the beach. And the camera just like zooms in frenetically on the conversation and then moves and drifts over to the cowboy on the beach. He's like stripping his shirt off and showing his hairy chest. And I think it captures the curiosity of the eye and where it drifts off and away and hyper focuses on something. So it's this great zoom in, zoom out in focus of, yeah, this little beach moment. And that's the first half of the film. The last half is between two call guys talking about hustling culture, their job as hustlers, making ends meet by taking up these jobs, going to different guys and getting the money that they need. That one is shot in a really static still frame that we know Warhol for, but I think with the film split up into sort of these two parts, it's this wonderful examination on our attention spans, but also the hyperfixation of the way in which we focus and doze off. And it embodies the entirety of the film. And so, yeah, I think Warhol wanted you to pay attention to the film, not pay attention to it, be doing something else, multitask, while watching something like this. And the great thing about it is that if you do sit down with it, then you find something new. And you'll find something new regardless, because some of the conversation is quite boring. Sometimes there'll be like a zinger of some sort. Campbell, I believe, Joseph Campbell, who does a wonderful performance. He has a few great lines, and just the things that he says is quite great. Yeah, in terms of like experimental, I enjoyed this film in that regard. Not one I think most people will enjoy. Definitely acquired taste, the Warhol films. But glad I watched it. Okay, at number 8, I have Duet for Cannibals by Susan Sontag. Yes, y'all, Susan Sontag wrote and directed a movie in Sweden. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk? It's about two couples. They sort of husband/wife swap to the point where they destroy each other. And I think I'll leave it at that, but it's this like fun stage performance. The camera is a bit still. The players are vicious. Other than that, it's kind of a drag to get through, but I've always been afraid of Susan Sontag's works. Here I was just like, you know what? If I tackle her film, then I'll feel less afraid to jump into her written work, her nonfiction. I just thought it was interesting that Sontag wrote and directed this movie while also writing incredible essays. Just goes to show that you can do it all. You can truly do it all, or attempt to do it all. Interesting just to see work that an artist isn't known for. At number 7, I have Didi, came out this year. It's about a young Asian American skater boo-boo thing who tries to find the right crowd in his life out of Fremont, California. This was so nostalgic for me in setting. Suburbia, I knew kids like this, the things they were up to, the house parties, I think depicted a very specific time, mood, and place of California. It just spoke to me in that way. I mean, I didn't skate, but I always had crush on skaters and was really, really in it. But Sean has a very soft touch to the way he approaches his characters, and I just appreciate the heavy mood that he placed in this film, because I think you have to be tender and careful when you have these coming of age stories, and it was just done so respectfully, in that when you have Isaac Wang, who plays the son, and Joan Chen as the mother, they do wonderful performances, and when we get to the big climactic emotional moment, it resonates, makes me think about my own family, the way I've been brought up. Hits a sweet spot, I think, for any Asian Americans who grew up in the suburbs. That was me. Really cute film. I liked it. At number 6, I have Cruel Intentions, which came out of 1999, and boy oh boy, this was a lot of fun. I'll be honest, I've only ever watched this movie in parts, like when it was on TV. I don't think I ever watched the thing in full. And so I was just like, let me sit down, let me do it. And if the dash between life and death was this, and The Devil Wears Prada, nothing else exists in terms of culture. Because, like, I wish people made hot garbage films like this that are fun more often. We don't get that anymore, sadly. And I miss that. I really do miss that. It's sharp, it's mean, it's wry, it's just a good fun, sexy time. It's melodramatic, over the top, but it hits all its emotional beats pretty well, and the soundtrack is fantastic. No other notes. I think it's great. Buffy speaks Vietnamese. It's great. How could you not love it? But it's a lot of fun. And I'm just sad that we don't have films like this anymore. At number 5, I have Badlands out of 1973 by Terrence Malick. And honestly, Terrence Malick should pack it up with his poetry because I am so over it. I love this sort of stripped back Malick. I love the poeticism in this, but like the overt prose that he writes into his films now is just too much, too much. Like, this is so good. I just love the erratic love story here, and both the leads, Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek, are just incredible together. Complete style icons. Like, I think that will be my entire look for September because I was astounded. It's just so gorgeous in that beautiful Americana Wim Wenders kind of way. I just love the look of this. Like the empty open fields, the deep denim blues, the way that the sun is lit in the sky. It's so gorgeous. So gorgeous. I think ultimately sets up the poetry that Malick wants to tell in his later work. I like this. I like this a lot more. It's a bit thicker in plot, and I think because the killings are so high in numbers, yet so senseless. I think it captures sort of the senseless violence that was occurring in America at the time with an emotional distance, making us think what to make of it all. It's just fab. I loved this one a lot. Okay, at number 4, I have AI, Artificial Intelligence, out of 2001 by your homeboy Steven Spielberg. I think you can consider this the antithesis to Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey. Like, why not? Why not? I think he did it purposefully in 2001, and oh my god, this was so good. Like, that ending, did not know I was gonna go there, but I was sobbing. Because just like the emotional beats, the emotional resonance, the way we got there, all earned, I think. All earned and very important. But we have a baby Haley Joel Osment, and he's a robot boy. He's a robot boy that is programmed to love. And he's sent to this family whose son is in a coma and are unsure if he'll ever wake up. And he eventually does. Then it becomes this like fight for attention between the siblings and the morality of if a robot can love, should love, what to do with it. And the moral dilemma of the film is quite strong, given, we're nearing that time, and it's scary that we are. Yeah, what I like is that Spielberg is completely Spielberg, and will always make it quite an adventure to move through. The emotional beats are all there, and it's incredible what he does. I sort of like the odd CGI in the film as well. We have Robin Williams as the Great Oz. Jude Law is also in it, who's a lot of fun. But that end is such a gut punch and so incredibly surreal and strange that I think this film is like a testament to Spielberg's work. Yeah, will always be, one of those great American directors for good reason. Because the man's got range, and he put out an incredible film like this. Okay, as you can tell, I'm losing light, so I want to hurry here. At number 3, I have Julian Donkey Boy out of 1999 by Harmony Korine. Wow! Incredibly experimental. I didn't realize... Is it Dogma 95? Yeah. This is part of the avant-garde filmmaking movement by people like Lars von Trier. Werner Herzog is the father in the movie, and Chloe Sevigny in the movie as the sister, but it's about this undiagnosed, untreated schizophrenic named Julian. It's about their day-to-day life with a abusive, severely depressed father, while also being a grief piece after the loss of their mother. I think it's dealing a lot with parental approval, the love, the lack of it in the household. Who gets more love? Who deserves more love? It becomes a question of is love deserved in the family unit? Is it earned? Is it sort of that limitless love that is supposed to be contained within a family? Really experimental in that some of the frames of the film freeze, become photographs, moving photographs, while you still have audio of the film play out, and it hyper focuses on the dialogue, and it hones in on sort of the spirit of the self of each character, and it's just so oddly moving. Like, there are these skate moments No spoilers, but there is a scene with Chloe who is pregnant, and the whole film is about her picking out little things for her future son or daughter. I don't remember. And there's a moment on the skate rink, and just the way that the scenes are chopped up there, everything freezes into images, into photographs, really, with her voice is just chilling. Yeah, it's oddly, deeply moving in this like really alien kind of way. There's like this alien approach to sadness. And I think Korean is always so good at this. He makes those deep, dark feelings feel so alien. There's this always like emotional distance to them that creates this strong ambiance that entail his films. Yeah, it's such a great skill that he has. I don't know how he gets away with it sometimes, but it's apparent here. Done really well. Okay, really losing light here. If my brain is not braining. At number 2, I have The Last Days of Disco out of 1998. And this was a film I was reminded to watch thanks to Max K. Love you, Max. And we were having a talk, a little chat in the comment section of his recent video about like talking films and how we don't really talk to each other anymore. But what I love about this film by Stillman is that it circles in conversation, and the whole film then is driven by dialogue. And it's beautiful in the way that it overlaps themes, conversations. There's this sort of going back and forth, this coming together, but this drifting off as well, set at a New York club at the height of disco, between all of these yuppies trying to find a safe haven for themselves outside of the 9 to 5. Yeah, it's just so charming with a fantastic soundtrack. And Chloe Sevigny is also in the movie, which is great. And both her and Kate Beckinsale are just fantastic in the film. Yeah, I just miss sort of these sharp, funny, well-written movies where they know how to talk to each other, but they don't really know what they want. In terms of agency or agenda, fantastic talking film. I think we need to make more talking films. I think Baumbach does a fantastic job of it. I think you can see that like in 1995 when he put out Kicking and Screaming, you got a sense of where he wanted to go with film, but ultimately that's quite a trite film, and I think he just perfects it with more character conflict. I like the conflict here. It never really explodes. Like you have these sort of collections of climaxes, but there isn't really a big motion, a big breaking point. And that's what I respect about the film. It's fun. It's like a conversation. It flows naturally, beautifully. And at number 1, out of 1995, I watched The Cure. And nope, has nothing to do with the band, let me tell you that. But this is about 2 boys who live next to each other, neighborhood boys. One is a loner, and the other one is a boy who has AIDS. And both of them tried to find the cure for AIDS together until... I'm not going to spoil the film for you, y'all, but I think you know what happens. And by the end, I was just such a fucking mess. Whoever this fucking director is, Peter Horton, who hasn't done a lot of work, like, his filmography is so odd. Just so odd. Like, there is no thematic matching occurring in any of his films, but there are emotional beats that he hits. He has the, like, sad Lifetime bits. He also has the great sitcom funny bits, and just the way that it moves throughout the whole film is just so well done. Well done. Until the very end where it just sucker punches you, and I'm just like, oh my god. Nothing is alright. Nothing is alright. I had to take a nap after my big cry with this film. But both the leads as child actors, Joseph Mazzello and Brad Renfro, are just incredible. Great rapport, and so mature in terms of like emotional standing and heavy lifting throughout the film. Just a great movie. If you want a good cry, go watch this. Yeah, so go cry. My Letterboxd is downstairs. I try and watch a wide range of stuff. I've been recently going back into my backlog and really digging through some gems. I feel like most of the movies I watched this month were big 4-star movies. I enjoyed pretty much everything I watched this month. Oh, except Shop Girl. I hated that film, as well as hated the book. It's so funny when you know, you sort of get a second chance at the same work and it's just a double failure. Sorry, Steve Martin, you're canceled. But yeah, I have been enjoying going back to my backlog and watching just a wide range of stuff. I love cinema. Cinema, cinema, cinema. As always, thanks for being here. Be well, do good work, keep in touch.